What I want to talk to you about today is an infringement on your rights that people don't always talk about, an infringement on your Second Amendment rights. The Second Amendment gives you the right to keep arms. It gives you the right to bear those arms in self-defense, right? Everybody knows that. So why, when a citizen bears their firearm in self-defense and defends themselves or defends their family, are they stuck with massive legal bills? Why are they arrested? I'm going to play a video for you. It doesn't matter that you can't see the video. The video is unimportant. What is important is the audio, which you'll be able to hear. If there's anybody here with little kids, it might be a good time for them to leave. The video is about 1.5 to 2 minutes long, filled with curses. Okay? Let me set the scene for you. Our client is driving on the highway. Our client realizes they're about to pass their exit, looks quickly and moves over into, they're in the center lane, moves over into the right lane so they can get the exit. Bright lights flash behind them. Apparently they've cut somebody off. They wave out their window trying to apologize. That person follows them down the exit. As they drive down the exit widens into 2 lanes, one to turn right, one to turn left. Our client is going to be making a left-hand turn. So he gets behind the cars in the left. Although there's plenty of room to keep going on the right, the person that was behind them pulls up next to them, rolls down her window, and starts yelling racial slurs at the driver who ended up being our client. Okay? After that point, she holds her phone up and starts recording. You're going to hear the audio, and if you can see on the right side of the screen, like I said, the video doesn't matter because at one point she's going to put the phone down, and then all you can hear is audio recording anyway. But I want you to listen to this, and then we're going to talk about what happened after this. That's where the video ends. She stopped recording there. But what the interaction was that you couldn't see, and I know you couldn't read the writing up there, okay? After she followed our client and stopped on the side of the road and yelled to him that she was recording, her 16-year-old son, who was a football player and very large, got out of her car and approached our client's car. Our client got the rest of the way out of his car. When the kid approached, he had an asp down at his side. When the kid got near him, he raised it in the air, and then you hear the mother yelling, "Don't hit my son, don't you hit my son." Okay? You then heard our client say, "I'll bust all your in the ass." Okay? At that point, the mother backs away. She goes to the trunk of her car. You can hear the trunk pop opened. Okay? Then she says, "I got something for him. Come on, come on now," right? You all heard it. Okay? She's approaching him with a baseball bat in her hand. Okay? At that point, you hear him yell, "Drop the weapon, drop the weapon." He reaches back into his car and gets his gun and starts yelling, "Back the F up, back the F up," and she and her son finally get in their car. Okay? The police had already been called. Okay? When she got back in her car, she drove to the McDonald's, which was half a block away. The police arrived on scene and told our client to go to that same McDonald's parking lot. Okay? Now, you heard the video, and the police officers on scene listened to the video. And then they talked to everybody. But in the meantime, that woman's family members also arrived on scene. Okay? The police, after talking to our client, went back to where the incident occurred. They searched her car. They couldn't find a baseball bat anywhere. Who was arrested? I've been calling him our client, of course. He was arrested even though on the audio of that you could hear him yelling, "Drop the weapon." You could hear the trunk of her car open, and you could hear the change in her attitude on scene. "Oh, I got something for him. What now? What now?" Right? The officers listened to that. But somebody had a gun. Okay? Somebody had a gun and that person was the one arrested. He was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault. That is an attack on his Second Amendment rights and on everybody in this room's Second Amendment rights. Okay? And it's a more immediate attack than legislation being proposed right now. And it's an attack that we have to stop. Okay? Now, I've got one more quick audio that I want you to hear. Okay? And this one also has a video. I was going to play for you a video of that encounter. I believe it was actually in Fort Myers, of the Good Samaritan who rescued the officer whose head was being bashed into the concrete that Chris Wagner was just speaking about. But I don't need to play the clip. You all know the story. But do you know that man had to spend $30,000 on legal fees and go to multiple interviews at the state attorney's office, and that the state attorney's office took 3 months before they told him, we're not filing charges against you? That hero, he had to worry for 3 months whether his freedom was going to be taken from him, and had to spend money on an attorney to defend himself. So why does this happen? Well, not everybody thinks like you and I do about firearms. Just listen to this audio.
Vanessa, neighbors tell me that this home has been burglarized in the past, which is why the homeowner set up these surveillance cameras. Detectives say the security system actually alerted the homeowner of the break-in last night. We did get a chance to speak with the sister and the cousin of the young man who was killed, and they say they don't understand why that homeowner had to take matters into her own hands instead of waiting for police.
I don't care if she have her gun license, her rights, or any of that. That is way beyond law. Way beyond.
Relatives of 17-year-old Trayvon Johnson are angry. The teenager was shot and killed last night by a homeowner who police say was protecting her property.
He was not supposed to die like this. He had a future ahead of him. Trayvon had goals. And he was a very funny guy. He was very big on education. He loved going to school. He loved learning. You have to understand, you have to look at it from every child's point of view that was raised in the hood. How he gonna get his money to have clothes to go to school?
There you go. I get that.
There are people who truly believe that. You know, if I would have told you about that, you wouldn't have believed me. Okay? But there are people, I have tons of videos just like that. You know, a mother swearing her son, you know, well, maybe he was on drugs, maybe he did sell drugs, but he was a good child. And because in the armed robbery that he perpetrated, somebody fought back and killed him, he won't have a chance now to show what a good person he was. Okay?
From the mother of the guy who killed the trooper yesterday.
Yeah. So I want you guys to think about that. I'm going to skip ahead there. But I want you to think, what can you do to help protect the Second Amendment? I'm going to tell you what we're doing, and I know you can't read that. And if Chris Wagner is still here, please, I think I already asked you, but please talk to my partner and I, because the day after Florida Carry sent their letter, we sent out a press release, we posted on Facebook and on social media, and sent a letter to every police agency in this state offering to come to them for free. The attorneys at my law firm will travel on our own dime throughout the state and offer training to law enforcement on Florida gun laws. We have had a couple law enforcement agencies already contact us, and one of them brought up a problem. And that problem was, in order for their officers to sit in a room and do training with us, they'd have to take them off the street. That's a legitimate issue. Well, we thought of a solution, and we've already invested thousands of dollars since that phone call in redoing our website to have a back-end portal for law enforcement to log into, where they can receive online training in Florida gun law that we are designing right now for free. And that is going to be offered to every agency in the state once it's done for free. What else? Well, besides that, we work with U.S. Law Shield. Okay? You know, these people who have spent tens of thousands of dollars or been assigned a public defender or whatever, there are companies like U.S. Law Shield. Whether you go with U.S. Law Shield or another company like them, if you own a firearm, you owe it to yourself and to your family to have insurance for the time when you need to defend yourself. Okay? My partner and I, we do work with U.S. Law Shield. We represent their members, over almost 60,000 citizens of Florida, in any self-defense instance that they have. Our attorneys answer an emergency hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including Christmas, New Year's, it doesn't matter. We answer the phone when they have an emergency. We also answer questions for free. Okay, Law Shield members call U.S. Law Shield, the questions come through to us, and we answer their firearm questions. But not only do we do that for U.S. Law Shield members, if you have a firearm question and you call our office, we don't ask for your credit card. Okay, we try and help you. All right, we will take our time out of our day and answer your firearm questions. Why? Because when people don't know the law and they violate the laws, that affects all of our Second Amendment rights. And I'll be damned if I give up my right to carry a firearm because some idiot didn't know how he was supposed to be carrying his and broke the law and pissed somebody off, and now there's new legislation. Okay? So we do that for everybody. We've also joined, with Florida Carry in several of their lawsuits. Okay? We are working with Eric Friday on several of their lawsuits. That they have brought on behalf of the organization and their members. If you remember one thing from leaving here today, write this down: www.thefirearmfirm.com. If you have a gun law question and you go on our website, there's a spot where you can type that question in, and an article we've written with the answer to your question will come up. And if it doesn't, your question is going to get sent to our attorneys by email, and within 2 days, you're going to have an answer to your question in your inbox. Free. Okay? Also, we saw a problem. We saw videos of Mr. Taylor and Kevin on the ground with guns pointed at them. There you are, Kevin. With guns pointed at them because they were fishing and open carrying. And they were accosted by armed police officers, surrounded. Sometimes talked to nicely, other times not so nicely. Okay? Well, we came up with the idea of, well, if the law's on their back while they're face down in the dirt, the officers can read it and realize they're making a mistake, and we gave those shirts out today, okay? Look, we want you to be protected. And finally, the last thing that we're trying to do to help protect the 2A community is suing those bastards, okay? If your rights are violated, you don't have to take it, and it isn't all right. Okay? Whether it's us or another lawyer that you use, do something about it. Because it's when we're silent and we sit back and we let it happen that our rights are taken away from us. And we cannot afford as a community to do that. Finally, I'm going to ask you, what is it that you are doing to protect your Second Amendment rights? Coming here today is a good start. How many in this room are actual members of Florida Carry? Yeah. For those who aren't, why not? It's free. I know. How many in this room are dues-paying members of Florida Carry? The rest of you? I don't remember what it is. I joined as a life member. It was a one-time payment. How much is a membership?
I think it's $500. There's a $25. There's a $25. There's a $50.
$25 a year membership, right?
Yep.
For as little as $25 a year, you can help support this organization so they can do more things like this and help educate the public and help educate the police and help lobby our legislatures. It's $25 a year or more. You can pay higher, levels of membership. And by the way, they didn't know I was going to do this. They didn't ask me to push their membership. But if you're in this room and you're not a dues-paying member, don't leave today before you sign up, please. Everybody can do something. Thank you. I'm done.